And we're live! Hey everybody, it is Sunday night. It is Atop the Fourth Wall plays Pokemon Super Gold 97. Sorry about the late start there. I got home a bit late and needed to eat food. And my wonderful crew here, they just sat here for like half an hour waiting for me very patiently because they're awesome people and I love them. And now I'm sure they're all just glaring at me considering they all went quiet suddenly.
No, I'm waiting for you to introduce me so I can tell everybody what the fuck you did last night.
Okay, well starting off we got Lotus Prince.
Good evening, everyone.
We've got Eliza.
Nice to be here, everyone.
And nobody else of import. So anyway, back to Pokemon.
Damn, dude.
That's cold, even for Minnesota standards.
And of course we have Crimson.
Hi, I'm here again for some reason.
What did I do last night? I can't remember.
Oh, how we were having a okay, so just a little bit behind the scenes. Every couple of times a year we have a mod meeting with all the mods. And I'm talking, and Lewis is apparently nodding his head, but because we're not on camera, I can't fucking see that. So he's nodding his head, and I'm literally like, Lewis, are you gonna chime in here? And he's like, I'm nodding my head, and I'm like I can see that. Like, what the fuck, dude?
How can you not psychically know that I'm nodding my head in acknowledgement of what you're saying?
Lewis, we're not in the X-Men universe yet. You know this.
I know this, but I feel like you should also know this. You should know exactly what the position of my head as I move it up and down in acknowledgement of whatever you're saying.
See, False Roar gets it. You didn't nod loudly enough.
So, hope you're all having a good week. Just as a reminder, real world is not permitted in the chat. This is a place of fun. This is a place of being away from the horrors of the real world so that we can explore a digital world full of tiny animals that we shove into balls.
And also make them fight for our amusement for some reason.
Sorry you got interrupted there, Crimson. What were you saying, Lotus?
No, I was saying if you wanted a digital world where this happens, shouldn't you be playing Digimon?
No.
Okay.
I swear to fucking God.
Even in Pokemon, there is a digital world of some capacity. I'm not even talking about Porygon and whatnot. I'm talking about the fact that in-game, we see them playing with little Game Boy Advances sometimes, trading their Pokemon back and forth. So who knows if Pokemon are actually real, or if everyone's just walking around with a Pokemon Go that they just tap to catch their own mons to fight each other. Samurai the Cat 3153. Football's the reason why I got the day off. At least I can watch the stream and work on some cross stitching. Well, hopefully the cross stitching goes well. Mega Timmy Tommy, I just rewatched Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace. I'm finally old enough to appreciate Casino Royale and how big of a letdown Quantum was.
Yeah, that one I think was made during a writer's strike, so some of its stuff kind of felt like nonsense, but it was just a weird movie. I think it was the first movie, maybe even to this day, the only movie I've ever seen where an action scene had so much shaky cam that I actually had to look away from the screen. Normally, I just think shaky cam sucks, but I've never had it actually make me risk nausea before.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen, Hardcore Henry is all in first person.
That movie's brilliant.
That movie's awesome, but, I've never had, such a bad shaky cam like Quantum. You're absolutely right on that.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Hardcore Henry got me real nervous because one of the opening scenes in the movie was kind of shaky, and I was like,
yeah.
But the rest of it was great, no problem.
But, I think part of...
So go ahead.
Go ahead.
Toku Elite 55.
T-Elite says, how far are you into Andor Season 2?
I finished it a while ago. I watched all of it while I was editing the Rise of Skywalker review. Great stuff.
Also,
I will say...
Yeah, go ahead.
I will say, we are also aware of I know we don't bring up real world, but I also know like more than 3/4 of the United States is kind of under a polar vortex right now.
It's cold.
So if you are not from the frozen north like we are, I would recommend hand warmers. Make sure you go out and start your car if you don't have a heated garage, because that's usually a problem in sub-zero temperatures. Anything else? Hands, layers. Oh my God, fucking layers. Fucking layer your shit, okay?
Store water in your tub if you need it, because pipes can freeze.
Yep.
And if your pipes burst, make sure that you check your insurance to see if they cover that.
Warm some water on your stove if need be. Just like general ideas, if you haven't already gotten supplies, if you still have the ability to get supplies, get them. And warm blankets. Do not try to use your stove as a heating appliance. It is not good. Bad things will happen.
Yeah. So just stay safe. If you lose power, make sure you have flashlights and candles on hand. And just make sure all of your devices are charged, like cell phone at the very least, so that you can call for help if you need it.
If you lose
also,
power...
by the way, not that we're doing much driving right now, but for those of you who can still drive or are expected to soon, bring a blanket or two for your car.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea too.
Like for not for your car, but for you in the car.
Also gloves.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
now I'm just imagining like a tiny, like one of those like random Volkswagen Beetles with a blanket on top of its roof, like just going, I'm cold.
he told me to put a blanket on it. I don't know.
If you need to get warmer, retreat to deeper into your house where there's more walls, because that means more insulation in general. Remember, you can always bundle up and more and more, like Crimson said, more and more layers. You can always add more layers to warm yourself up.
Yeah.
Also, I see in chat, what if you walk? If you do that, then buy a car and put a blanket in it.
And if you're like me who can't drive because of medical reasons, like being legally blind, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. Just use that money to go to the Atop the Fourth Wall store, Envy. Buy yourself a Poyo puppet. Buy yourself some action figures. I've begun work on Wave 2. The Linksano head was pretty much done already. I just needed to build the goggles.
I can't believe you turned this into a segue for your bullshit. I love it.
Yeah.
Always, always. I am every opportunity to shill merchandise. Oh no, what's this shirt I'm wearing right now? It's not the shirt that's sold at the Fourth Wall, but boy, wouldn't it be great to get a Because Poor Literacy is Cool shirt in the Fourth Wall? I think it would be amazing.
God.
Don't you think, Crimson?
Sure, absolutely. We have a fucking super chat. Do you want to read it or do you want me to read it?
I will read it after I say that you should buy a shirt. No. Radac 12, just want to say these weekly streams are very appreciated in these trying times. Make me feel like I'm back home in the suburbs with my friends. I am glad to be providing some entertainment. Hope you all liked the My Little Pony / Transformers review. I had a good time with that. Though I need to remind people of something. So here's the thing, the one thing that annoys internet video reviewers, it has been a thing for YouTubers in general. I want to say the thing that has annoyed us since our inception in the late 2000s, the thing that will always be the most annoying thing in the world. Tons and tons of comments saying the exact same thing, especially if it's information that seems pretty that the streamer or the reviewer already obviously knows. I had I don't know how many comments saying, oh wow, you used a Q clip in this review. Say, did you know that John Delancey voiced Discord? Did you know that? Did you know this fact that was well known and well publicized since he first appeared at the beginning of season 2 of My Little Pony? Did you know that? Did you know that, Crimson?
Q was a character on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Did you know that, Lotus?
As a matter of fact, I did not. I haven't watched My Little Pony.
Did you know it?
Not before just now.
I'm not. Now, here's the thing.
now.
I am not saying this because I'm angry at you guys. for commenting on it or anything like that. Don't worry about that. It's just like, but it's just like, okay, guys, I've done how many reviews of My Little Pony comics right now? Do you guys think I don't know? I'm a huge Star Trek fan. I tend to know a lot of what Star Trek actors are doing, and especially when, say, a high profile is probably the wrong word to describe John Delancey, but when an actor is well known like that, dude made his own documentary about bronies. When that is just like basic entry-level knowledge, guys, do you think I might know already? And in fact, maybe I put in the Q reference specifically because of that.
Actually, I got a bombshell for you. It's not Star Trek, but did you know that Power Rangers is actually an American sort of version of a Japanese show?
God! Oh my god! Oh my...
Yeah, Saban did not invent the Power Rangers.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
I have a fact that you might actually not know. Did you know that John Delancey played Dr. Benton Quest in The Real Adventures of Johnny Quest?
Okay, that one I didn't know, but that's because I know nothing about Johnny Quest.
I know a lot about Johnny Quest.
What's the next episode of History of My Little Pony?
Clockwork Soul!
Yeah,
Well, congrats on getting the My Little
HOPR.
Pony review done in time for the Chinese Year of the Horse celebrations. Yes! Once again, Providence, my completely unintentional Providence has won through yet again to have things just, like, align perfectly. And that one is not deliberate. So, like, yes, it happened again. You're on almost Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged Series Kaiba levels of exaggerated shock. How can this be?
Every anime ever. How can this be?
So, anyway.
Yeah, we got a chat from Clockwork Soul. Well, congrats on getting the My Little Pony.
Oh, yeah,
I
he
just
already
did that
read
one.
that one.
Oh, I was a fool.
You
Did
were
you
a
know that there was
fool.
a super chat that said the Chinese Year of the Horse celebration?
Yes, I did. Oh my god. Oh my god, Lotus.
Yeah.
Ah.
I have to walk through up.
This is because, and the thing is, like, I think a lot of other YouTubers solve this problem of reading the repeated messages by just stop reading their comments, which is the healthy advice. But like I said like I said back in the Rise of Skywalker review, I made the terrible mistake 17 years ago of deciding I'm going to read every comment. And until I get so popular that I have like 5,000 comments, therefore I can't keep up with them, I've stuck with this.
So fun fact for those of you who know my bullshit and superhero rundown. So one of my quote unquote catchphrases is, "Tell me in the comments that I won't be reading." Joke's on you guys. I read every fucking comment.
Ooh, fraud. Canceled.
Canceled. Fuck.
Crimson, why did you do that? You don't reveal your plan to your enemy.
I don't care. I just fucking, if I don't want to read the comments, my wife does. It doesn't matter. One of us will.
Stream just started. Everyone's screaming already. Well,
The PGs don't read all their YouTube comments.
Yeah, I'm just sorry I ruined your rant because I genuinely did not know that Delancey voiced Discord.
It's fine.
But actually, that is something. If the Bee Gees don't read all their comments, that makes you greater than the Bee Gees.
I win! Fruity Groovy, we'll get your super chat in a minute. Are we ready to go over to Pokemon Super Gold?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's head over to Pokemon Super Gold.
Loud noises. I don't know what we're all yelling about.
I'm yelling also! And the game, it does this every single time. It, like, needs to be reconnected to Visual Boy. Boom.
Oh, did it do the thing where it just goes, haha, fuck you?
That's fine. It's an instant fix. Anyway, back to the adventures of Boob Kara. All right, so when we last left off, we had captured a Strigar, who we have named Double D-Cell. We're on our post-game quest here in the Not Sevi Islands. Now, I don't remember exactly what we're trying to do. Is that a Beedrill?
That might be a Beedrill.
This is the place where you got the free Bulbasaur.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we got a
Paris.
free Bulbasaur. That's what we were doing. Yeah. Yeah, big bulbs.
We got.
Look at this thing. It's adorable.
Oh, there's Fruity Groovies. Go ahead.
One horror manga I could recommend for Longbox the Damned is PTSD Radio, especially since the manga Fred has a series on hiatus due to possibly actually being cursed by something. Unfortunately, you will not be seeing any manga on Longbox ever again. Sorry.
Not after the Junji Ito thing.
Yeah, so if you recall, I reviewed all of Uzumaki, and unfortunately, those Longbox episodes of doing Uzumaki got me my first ever copyright strikes for actual printed material. So, with manga's weird copyright limbo and whatnot, I have to play it safe. I'm not gonna let my channel be destroyed because of manga. So yeah, we don't do manga anymore on Longbox of the Damned. I hate doing that. I'm still iffy about doing it for Atop the Fourth Wall, but I'm at least a little bit more okay with that because at least it's a full-on review and I feel like I can justify it better. But But still. Anyway, I don't remember what the hell we were doing. We got the Bulbasaur. Like, that was what we decided to end on. Where the hell are we? We are in...
Okay.
Ryukyu. Hotel and restaurant. The ultimate Southwest Islands travel experience. Ooh.
This place here is a place... In this place here, you can completely max out your coin case.
Ah. We're going to do that once we find the Pokemon Center and I can drop off Big Bulb.
And you do that by defeating the Kimono Girls here.
That's right. Okay, so I'm assuming the Kimono Girls, it's going to be like a gauntlet of 5 trainers in a row.
I think so.
Where's the Pokemon Center?
The Kimono dancers are dancers, each one with a different evolution. They shouldn't be too difficult to defeat. So do that and earn the coins for
There's Pokemon
whatever
Center.
prize you want to pick up from the game quarter, because you will have your coin case maxed out.
All right.
For Maxman, the copyright thing is not because of lawyers. Technically, it's because Japanese copyright law is completely different from U.S. copyright law.
So they are perfectly happy to add strikes and to delete your channel if you do it. Ask, what's his face?
Suede?
Well, not just Suede. I was gonna say the guy who did a big retrospective on Dragon Ball stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because Suede had real problems with the Pokemon stuff.
I want to say totally not Mark.
I think it was totally not Mark who had the Dragon Ball
Yeah,
problem.
yeah, totally not Mark. That's who it was.
Alrighty.
There's also a fight with Professor Oak that you can do it here in this town.
Oh, really?
Yep. But only on Sundays.
Of course, the 1 week we actually do. Well, actually, it is Sunday, isn't it?
Yep.
I'm dumb. I am so dumb.
That's okay.
All right, so
I was hoping you'd catch on to the fact that you actually are good this time.
all right, so Double D Cell still needs to get some levels, unfortunately, and right now we're double dipping on electric types. That's because, unfortunately, we can't fly out of here yet to get the things we need to make our Tyrogue into a Hitmontop.
Mm-hmm.
What are these people all watching at? I want to go swimming. Now, children, don't just run off into the ocean. Let's get some ice cream. Can we go out into the ocean, or are we avoiding it?
I think let me check the water. The water here.
Also, Fezworks, thank you for the peach.
The water here has nothing but Magikarp.
That's right. I think you said that.
Yeah, I said that last time.
All right, so we got the Ryukyu Hotel and Restaurant, the ultimate Southwest Islands travel experience.
There's also a gym at the very south side of the town.
You mentioned that, yes, our weird unofficial gym. Welcome. I hope you enjoy our many options for entertainment here at Ryukyu Hotel. All right, what sort of entertainment do you have? We exchange your game coins for fabulous prizes. Firestone, Waterstone, Thunderstone. Over to Game Corner, need some game coins. It costs $1,000, 50 coins. 500 for 10,000. All right. so right now we're in another game corner. You said we can max out here.
Yep, by defeating the Kimono Girls.
That's right, defeating the Kimono Girls. This machine is lucky. No one else is gonna use it.
Which...
It's your teacher, vegetables. J Manor. Good thing it's Sunday. The professor is in the building today.
You know, or something. Good thing it's Sunday.
My Pokemon love the food here more than I do. What are Professor Oak's levels? Because I've got to imagine they're pretty high.
Between 66 and 70.
Yeah, I'm not confident enough yet to take him on. We got only one of our team members is level 60 right now.
Yeah.
And the Kimono Girls, I'm assuming, are upper 50s?
It doesn't say, but it says that they should be easy to defeat if you're in the 50s and 60s.
Alright, so we might be okay then.
Plus, they're just evolutions, so they each only have one Pokemon.
True, but if it's Gauntlet style where we can't choose with the order or anything like that, whoever we put up first is going to be important.
Yeah.
Like in this case, Double D Cell's not a bad choice, but it'd be better if we had Big Busters up there. Because we are loaded to bear for fighting water, but we've got the 5 EV. You guys got 6 evolutions in this game because Leafeon is here too. Or actually, no, Espeon is here. So yeah, so 6 evolutions.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty groovy. We'll get your super chat in a minute. All right, is this the way the Kimono Girls? Sorry, but access to the theater is for hotel guests only. You'll need a room pass to enter.
Yeah, you have to get a room pass before you can go in.
Alright, T Elite says, fun fact, in the junior novel of The Rise of Skywalker, when Leia dies, spoilers, Anakin is there to welcome her into the afterlife, and that's the moment she finally forgives him in canon. Also, was Vega unable to throw plushie?
I just forgot to, well, we talked about doing it, but like she was busy with work. I was like trying. I've actually set up a new schedule for myself to try to get episodes out on time. So, like, I should be able to get one more episode out before the end of the month if all things go according to plan. So like, just like, well, I've got everything else recorded. I might as well just edit the episode and and put it out there. And trust me, there was plenty of people who were like, why wasn't there a plushie thing? Vega was like, what the hell? I thought we were going to do a plushie thing. So we will probably do that the next episode. Welcome to Ryukyu Hotel. We are a major tourist hotspot for all of Nihon. We often have some well-known faces booking with us. Though if what I hear about the SS Aqua being out of service is true, it may disrupt the travel plans of some of our future guests. That's nice.
What?
Pretty Groovy says, in other long box contender news, Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees, is getting a 3rd series, which should be interesting given how the penultimate issue of the 2nd series, Rite of Spring, ends.
Neat.
Okay, I didn't read this part here. It's at the ending. You cannot get the ticket. You cannot get the room key until after you fix the SS Aqua.
Okay, so we can't take on the Kimono Girls yet.
Nope, or Professor Oak, but we can take on the gym.
That's just fine because we need time to get levels for everybody anyway.
And the gym is in the mid-50s.
It was a mid-50s. Yeah, we can handle that. I'm very interested in this Phantom Gym. Terribly sorry, but I can only allow access to those with a room pass. All right, let's go check out this mysterious 9th gym. What's this? A Pokemon gym? Well, not quite. Trevor here has always wanted to be a gym leader. It's a long and difficult process to make it official, though. But we're here playing the part until he can do it for real. Oh yeah, I guess he uses water Pokemon. I'm sure you know what you need to do to win. Oh, good thing we are loaded to bear for water types. Careful, the floor can get slick. So a water-type gym in these islands.
Well, yes and no. Here's the thing about this gym. It is the type that you are weak to of the starter that you chose.
Ah! That's a neat idea.
What's the Gary gym?
So, like, if I had... So like, this place is, like, whole setting would have changed if I had gotten... If I had gone for the grass or water starter.
Yep.
That's cool.
Not only that, but also the background images would change as well. Like the entire gym changes. The entire gym changes based on what starter you choose, and that's a really neat concept.
That's pretty kick-ass, honestly.
So like the Tri-Gym? Yeah, similar to that, except in this case, I think it's a little more elaborate than the waiters who are the first gym leaders in Pokemon White and Black. Seeking.
But it's interesting that Game Freak had this idea for the second generation.
It's a very cool idea.
It should be done more often. I honestly like this idea. Also, I like the idea of unofficial gyms. They should be around more often, too.
I agree.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting, honestly. Like, they don't... Like, you can't get a badge from it, but it's a really good place to train. Or maybe they have their own set of unofficial badges, so you need one to go into the next one or something.
Or they have some other prize to give you at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be something. It's not official, but it's unique or whatever.
Flail is a super dangerous move.
I know, it's because it has such a low health.
Yeah.
That's all right. We survived. Double D-cell. Doing great. Yeah, Gary had some unofficial badges. Well, bear in mind, the anime is not representative of how things work in the games.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I as funny as that 10 badge picture is, I don't take that as canon. I just take that as like the animators just drew something.
I think
Actually,
in this case it was a matter of like the idea that like, there's a wider world than, in the anime, there's a wider world out there than just what we see in the games. Because, of course, they stop by tons of cities and villages and stuff like that didn't exist in the games. Pokemon that shouldn't exist in that area are there. Or, in this case, there are other gyms. It's just we follow, because the anime is also supposed to be a promotional tool for the games, our protagonist is always going to follow the standard route of how it's supposed to be. But in reality, there could be dozens and dozens of gyms out there that Ash just doesn't go to.
Yeah, like if I recall correctly, there was an interview done with the original guy behind the anime where he said that in his mind, the Kanto region has at least a gym for every type.
Oh, nice.
And possibly more. But this is me trying to recall something I read in a magazine from, I think 2003?
Yeah, and if I recall, and that's also the same interview that said, like, the Pokemon were going to have a big revolt as, like, the series finale or like that.
It was that same interview, yes. And I'm trying to recall the details from that interview, but I read it over 20 years ago. Oh. It was a great interview. It had a lot of interesting details for what they were originally planning to do for the anime, but my recall is not good enough to recall things perfectly from 25 years ago.
Yeah. Mega Timmy Tommy will get your super chat when you post it.
Alright, here it is. Mega Timmy Tommy. I love how meaty and full the Pokemon world is in the anime. It really feels like a massive adventure, and I'm glad we never got that revolt. Yeah, that's a very interesting concept that the more the series advanced, like, the less you want it. Like, when Pokemon was still kind of being developed, that seems like, oh, what a cool idea. But, like, at this point, it's so ingrained that would be, like, too much.
It's also the reason why every single house and building in the anime up until, like, the end of Johto...
Oh, God, it was Earthquake.
Oh,
that...
Survive. Come on, Double D-Cell, you got this. Oh, yeah, yes, good. Wow, not even half. Good.
You must have Double D-Cell must have higher defense than I thought they did.
Or Quagsire just has crappy physical attack.
Yeah, or both. But, have you ever noticed that in all the buildings in Kanto and Johto, they always have cracks and stuff, and that was done on purpose.
Make it feel like,
to make
I remember that, to make
it
feel like a lived-in world.
Yeah. And I actually like that detail, and I hate that it kind of drops off after Johto, and that doesn't exist, from, like, Hoenn on. The buildings all look perfect and new, and I hate it.
Yeah.
I still love the anime after Hoenn, but I just hate the building design after it's Hoenn onwards.
Double D cell just jiggled a bit.
Because sometimes one of the things that makes an anime feel
it's the small
right
details. It's the small artistic details help make things feel more lived in, more real, bigger than they should be.
Exactly.
All right, Trevor. Hey there.
Trevor.
Welcome to my gym. Well, it's not an official one, but one day I'm going to be a gym leader. As for now, though, I can at least act the part. There's nothing more I love than a good battle. Water-type Pokemon are my favorites. They'll drench you if you take them on. Are you ready? All right, I want some kind of plastic. He's a Poke fan.
It is pretty great.
He doesn't even get to have his own. Get to have his own unique sprite. He's just a Poke fan. Is Mantine still water flying
but the
in
game
this?
wasn't finished.
Mega Timmy time, Pretty Groovy will get your super chats in a minute. Eliza, is Mantine still water flying?
I think they're still water flying, but I will double check.
I double check because I want to say it might be water dark because it's got that. Because Mantine in this has that whole weird reverse thing going on.
Yeah. That's why I'm double checking.
They seriously just fill this room with a water because some kid an ocean away picked a fire type Pokemon? That's insane.
It's water flying. It's water flying.
Pokemon World is an insane place.
Mega Timmy Tommy says, I actually got into Pokemon through the anime. I'm glad it went from just a promotional thing to its own entity coexisting with the games.
Indeed.
Yeah. You guys want to hear a really feel-good story since everything sucks right now?
Blast.
Okay. This cat got lost 5 months ago in Spain and walked 250 kilometers to return to its owner's home in France.
Some homeward bound stuff right there.
Yeah. So August 2025, the cat escaped through an open window of the camper. And then for weeks, the owners searched rest areas, contact Spanish police, but everything proved futile. However, on January 9th of this year, 5 months after their disappearance, a miracle happened. A woman in Humps, just 500 meters away from the couple's home in France, found a weak and exhausted cat. She visited the vet, and through the microchip, they discovered it was the cat that they had lost and had traveled 250 kilometers on foot, crossing rivers, mountains, and a state border to return home.
Hot damn.
Nice.
That is one dedicated cat.
I'm glad they got
What a
reunited.
good child.
They gave it so many treats.
Also, I
This
just
fucking
remembered,
better have.
I actually just remembered something. There was an unofficial water gym in the Johto anime as well.
Oh, Fruity Groovy. Fruity Groovy says, you think you need a license to be a Pokemon gym leader and what this guy is doing is super illegal? Or at least gray area illegal because he can claim it's just Pokemon battles, no law against that?
So in the anime,
That is true.
there was an episode about a Sandshrew trainer who wanted to make his gym official, but the way to do that is you needed to fight 100 battles continuously without ever suffering a loss.
Also, there was the episode with the Yaz and Kaz gyms where they had to have them be reviewed by a Nurse Joy
Yeah.
to make sure that they were following the rules of the Pokemon League.
Yeah.
Luriel. That's the final evolution of Angor, right?
I think so.
And that is Water Dark. Or Water Steel.
No, I think that's Water Steel.
Water Steel, which is still vulnerable to electric, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Where Pikachu developed an addiction to ketchup. God, everything.
Is this where Gary
thing
got his extra badges?
God, this thing just always looks fake.
It really does.
am 99% convinced that was repurposed into Huntail.
I agree with you, but it's still just like, even, Huntail also looks kind of weird to me, but this thing looks even more fake.
This looks so fake.
If you think that's so fake, looks fake, I should show you Beta Celebi someday.
I've seen Beta Celebi.
Ugh.
Wow, what a good battle.
Or Beta Arceus.
I've seen Beta Arceus too. Wow, that was a great
He looks like
battle.
a
I
blob.
feel like a real gym leader, even though I lost. I can't give you a badge, but I've got an egg of a rare Pokemon of my favorite type. We're getting an egg? Sweet. Give me a second. Let me go deposit somebody. New
You want me to
friend.
give you a hint? You want to know what the egg is?
No,
Or do
I
you want
want
to
to
be
find it for
surprised?
myself. We'll hatch it ourselves today on this stream.
Okay, I'll keep quiet then.
First, let's heal up.
And yes, there are two versions of Beta Celebi
The
because
Beta Celebi that I
Beta
recall looks like this weird thing, like it's playing a flute or something.
that'd be the second Beta Celebi, I think.
Because I recall correctly, there is no Celebi in this game.
No, Celebi got created after this game, but before the next beta, and would show up in both of the next betas.
All right, Jeremy Adler asks, if okay, spoiler thoughts on the MCU films from last year?
Which were the MCU films from last year?
Captain
Yeah,
America
Mike
4, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, and I think that's it.
All right, well,
I was gonna say, it might
I
be
have
one
only
last
seen one of those. I have only seen Thunderbolts.
all right, in order. Captain America was disappointing. The Captain America films always seem to be really damn good up to that point. I thought Falcon Winter Soldier was really good, and then just like it was such a drop off. Like people say, it was more of a Hulk film, even though the Hulk wasn't in it.
Yeah, I could see why that would be.
And Sam, like, I like Sam, but like his arc was barely there, and like it didn't have anything that interesting to say or some broader political message. Like even if you disagreed with how they did the political messaging of the Captain America movies and Falcon Winter Soldier, at least they were there. They were aspiring for something. And that just was not present there in this movie. And it was basically a boilerplate action movie.
It wasn't actually.
I fucking adored Thunderbolts.
Now, Thunderbolts,
was
on the other
amazing.
hand, great stuff. Absolutely loved Thunderbolts. Can't recommend it enough. Good stuff. Disappointed by a few things, but like not enough to be not like in a capacity to hate it. It's we love Bucky and the Scraps.
Yes.
That's what Vegan
And
calls it,
my-
Bucky and the Scraps.
My favorite movie from last year for the MCU was definitely Fantastic Four.
And then there was Fantastic Four, which was great.
I cannot recommend Fantastic Four enough. It is the best Fantastic Four movie, which is not hard.
It's only uphill.
Yeah, that's a
after certain
really
points.
low bar, to be honest.
But it is better than it's also better than every X-Men movie that's come before, in my opinion, except for Logan.
Honestly, what helps Fantastic Four is that they decided, screw it, we're not doing an origin story. We're just gonna like tell a story with the Fantastic Four. Like we'll remind people of how it happened, of how they got their powers, but screw it. Let's just do an actual like story about the Fantastic Four, so we're not like bogged down in the stuff that we've already had like 4 movies on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And how is our egg doing?
And I still agree with the sentiment that I said when I first saw the movie. This is the Marvel movie I've been waiting my entire life to see.
All right, so here's what I'm
we'll
gonna do.
see how Doomsday works out.
All right, let's throttle this up to 500%.
Ow.
Wait, you can-
We're doing
me
some
to look
time
where-
travel
fuck.
here, people, so we can speed this along and get this egg hatched.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, the bike shop's calling. Our bicycle sales have gone through the roof. We owe it all to your advertising by riding around our bicycle. As a way of saying thanks, please keep that bicycle. I was going to anyway.
It's all thanks to you.
It's all thanks to me and the advertising that I put across my forehead.
Thank you, small child, for doing this for us.
Yeah.
Let me know when the speed up is done, because then I can look at the screen again.
Actually, it's not flashing or anything. I don't know if it's okay or not for you.
I don't know either. I just, whenever you turn on the speed up, I'd look away from the screen just to be safe.
I say look real quick. I don't think it's that bad.
I'm also at the kitchen right now because I'm getting some, like, snack, something to munch on.
I could see it being a little disorienting if you stare at it for a while.
Yeah, just make sure you mute when you crunch, because, like, it'll be in our ears.
I love... So you can see my head's wobbling back and forth on the bike.
Yeah, it is. It's really funny.
What is love, love, baby, don't hurt me.
Oh my god. I'm hoping Doomsday will be that movie for me from Marvel, but I mean...
Well, we'll see, but let's not go into that and all that again.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
Hoping Doomsday is good as well, but I'm still iffy on it.
I wanna say, so far, the one that's impressed me the most is actually not Falcon and the Winter Soldier, is actually Captain America in the Winter Soldier, the second Captain America movie. That has been like my favorite MCU movie like so far, because the knife fights are so fucking good anyway.
I thought it was entertaining enough. Although, to be fair, I didn't see it in theaters, but I still... I mean, I've only seen 2 of the Captain America movies, but I still like the first one as the cheesy, like, World War II propaganda movie.
Same.
And you know, punching Hitler is always fun, so, you know.
He's punched Hitler
I love how they worked
times.
that into the movie on stage, like the stage advertisements, just some guy. That's great.
Who's strong and brave, here to save the American way.
Yeah, wasn't that the ending credits theme as well?
Yep.
Yes.
I still think they missed out on one thing. They could... I don't remember if they did it, because I know I'll still see the movie, but I don't think they did when Captain America throws his mighty shield.
They should have. Sidekick Nick 41.
They should have.
At that point in the MCU, they hadn't really done their thing of like paying homage to previous iterations of stuff that had come out.
Yeah.
Sidekick Nick 4152, but wouldn't F4 been so much better if Galactus had been a giant cloud? Who wants to see a giant walk down the street? Just make a big gray cloud. All right, throttling. We're done. Our egg is hatching. We'll get our super chat in just a minute.
I'll be back there in a second.
All right, on. Matt the Sherlock 9636, have you ever watched the 90s movies based on pulp properties? If you had watched one, Dick Tracy, Phantom Rocketeer, The Shadow, etc. So Dick Tracy I've seen, but it's been years. Phantom never seen. Rocketeer I've seen, great stuff. The Shadow we are actually doing as a Patreon sponsored review this year.
Hell yeah.
So looking forward.
I fucking love Dick Tracy, just so we're clear.
Same.
T-Scream 80, hope all of you are staying safe, especially in the areas affected by the cold weather and winter storm. Yep, we already went over our advice for the winter storm. For those of us, because most of us are in Minnesota, so we live through the winter. Matt Sherlock, First Avenger is my favorite Captain America movie. Right on.
By the way, one shout out to First Avenger that you're just never gonna see in the MCU again because it's become such a mainstream franchise. But do you remember that one guy who fell out of the plane and landed in another plane's propeller and just turned into a fucking red mist?
Yeah.
That ain't ever happened again. Like, I saw that on TV like years later, and I was like, I do not remember that.
They actually, some of the actually, what's really funny is like sometimes, depending on where they like when on television and where on television they show it, they will actually cut that specific scene.
That is shocking. Like, if you just think of what the MCU is today, like, it's like a shocking scene.
You still get that kind of thing, and it would say a James Gunn movie, because like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, while it wasn't like super gory, had some gore in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's James Gunn's bread and butter.
So that's James Gunn's bread and butter. Are we ready?
Let's fucking go. Let's see what it is. I swear to God, if it's a Zubat, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
I thought it might be. Hey, check it out. The water starter.
He did say
Hey!
water. Hooray.
All right, we
It is
need
the
a
starter
name.
strong.
We need a name for Palsio, which is a male Palsio.
So boob name for what kind of animal is this?
It is a kind of a Loch Ness monster kind of a thing that's going to evolve into a bigger Loch Ness monster kind of a thing.
Okay, so instead of Nessie,
Do not name it Booby, I swear to God.
that's not even like a pun at that point.
Water Jugs,
Jugs.
Laddie, Pal, Pasios, Palacio, Leak Ness, Paddles, Jiggles.
Leakness ain't bad. Leakness ain't bad at all.
Water balloons. Hey, we have a starter again. You're right. Pal World.
Wow.
Bluebee. Breasty. Breaststroke wouldn't be a bad idea. John Delancey. Champy.
John Delancey!
Water
John
Top.
Dinetti.
Bikini Bottom is also a good one.
That is a good.
Yeah,
Dory
Bikini
after
Bottom is
the-
actually pretty good.
Watersaurus Rex. Breeze Darling. Best Fantastic Four movie. Corman 2005, 2015, or 2025. 2025.
2025.
Yeah,
Splashy.
Oh,
Corman's
ones
Deathstroke.
I've
part of the
seen?
pre-2025 movies, though.
Wet Noodle.
Of the ones I've seen, I have to say the Corman one because that one has the best Doctor Doom to date.
Yeah.
And
Also,
I
it
haven't
had
seen
heart.
Fantastic Four, so
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
also the
poor Roger Corman, Fantastic Four Doctor Doom, has to act with his hands all the time.
I know.
But I will say the Corman movie actually had heart. Like the 2000s ones, like not really.
Saline as an implant, it's not a bad idea. Wet Noodle. Lana Del Nessie is actually pretty good. However, I'm going to go with Bikini Bottom.
Bikini Bottom's pretty great.
Yeah.
Now, what am I going to have to shorten
Let's just
here?
pretend that we don't know that it's named after the actual location, Bikini Bottom.
So the funny thing is, the Corman movie hit peak circulation for the, the pirated copies in 1995. Then the next movie was released in 2005. And the next one was released in 2015. Then 2025.
Well, yeah, because they were all. Well, I don't know about the new one, but like all of them were to maintain rights. Like that, the time was up, so they had to release a movie. That wasn't like a coincidence.
All right,
I'm
Bikini
just saying
Bottom's
that
going to be
it's
a
kind of-
great backup if we ever lose Polycule. Because, like, it's nice to have a starter, but, like, we already have a water type in the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got 2 super chats. T Elite says, "Fun fact: did you know there was a short-lived Disney Junior, The Rocketeer show about the great granddaughter of the original?"
I feel like I heard of it, but I don't know anything about it.
Actually.
And Matt Sherlock says, "Have you seen the Night of Seven Kingdoms show? It's
I have
based on one of
not.
my favorite fantasy stories that I read as a graphic novel first. Good book."
I have not. I have heard of people talking about it, but I have not seen it or know anything about it.
I don't know. I still haven't finished Game of Thrones, man. I'm still in season 6, and I'm very happy because Marjorie's still alive, and I know what's going to happen to her. And I really don't want to lose her because I actually like her very much.
Yeah, season 5 and 6 are like about where the good stuff. And I don't mean like bad things constantly happen, but I mean where about the good quality of the show just kind of ends. Season 7, you're like, well, there was bound to be a dip sometime, and then 8 sucked.
Well, I know that 8 is the one that had Battle of the Bastards, right?
No, that was 6.
All right, I'm interrupting you guys now because so we finished the gym in here and everything. We got our Bulbasaur. We got another starter. Where to next, Eliza?
Next, we head south.
South. I think
Yeah,
we're going to be
that'll
entering another
stop
area where we
for-
can catch a friend.
You can stop at season 7.
Yeah, no, seriously, like 8
Urso
sucks
Park.
and 7's a step down.
There is one thing that we don't have that we can catch here at night.
It's a nature reserve.
Ariados.
Ariados, okay. So we can get a beta Ariados.
Yep.
You like Pokemon, don't you? Me too!
Let's
Trevor, what are you
But yeah,
doing
Battle of the
out here?
Bastards Was,
We can also get a miracle seed here over in the far... in the, one of the corners.
Snubble's just straight normal in this, right?
Yes, I think so.
But yeah, Battle of the Bastards is like relatively short, but it's quite good, and I believe that's in Season 6. Also, Linkara, a question for you. Did you review The Ring versus The Grudge movie, or did you just post that on your socials?
I mostly posted on my socials, and when I did my big reviews of all the Ring manga, I did brief thoughts on each of the Ring movies, including Ring versus Grudge, or in this case, Sadako versus Kayako. And I actually think it's actually a pretty damn good movie. It would be a great movie if the fight wasn't so short. Now, what we get of the fight is good, but it's only like 3 minutes long when it's your title fight. It has some good Grudge moments. It's a great Ring plot. It has some and of course, Keizao and Tamao, the psychic duo who steal the show as soon as they join in, and of course do the one thing I wanted out of all the Grudge movies, and it's the only time it ever happens in any of the Grudge movies. They actually like hurt Sadako and they actually hurt Kayako, and I can't remember his name, the cat kid.
Oh yeah, okay.
Toshio, that's it. So like this psychic duo just enter the plot halfway and are like, okay, we're gonna solve this problem. They go outside the Grudge house. They don't step inside because they know what happens if you step inside. They're like, yes, I can sense the spirits in here. Keizao picks up a rock from the ground, blesses it, then hucks the rock inside, and we hear Toshio scream like a cat and run off.
Nice.
It's like the only time anyone ever tries to actually fight back against the ghosts in any of the series. I watched every single Grudge movie, even the original versions, the remakes of them, American and Japanese. I watched the TV series. At no point in any other part of the franchise does anyone ever try to kick Kayako or shove Toshio away. It's always just like running away in fear or backing off, whatnot. Not even just like a standard like kick of kick of desperation or like that. No. But this one movie is the one that's like, I'm gonna huck a rock at you.
Nice. Also, we got Fruity Groovy's chat. If you do catch an Ariados, I say you have to name it after Spider Kaiju VTuber Gaz Akantha, who does fit in with the naming scheme we have for obvious reasons.
I don't actually know how that fits in with the naming scheme, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, it's not as obvious as you think.
I think they're trying to say it might be a VTuber with large assets.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, just the fact that it is a VTuber. I was thinking of the name. Like, what?
Yeah, I thought you meant with the name, because otherwise I am not familiar with them, sorry.
I think they're referring to the fact that it's a VTuber and thus likely has large assets.
Really?
Yeah, fair enough.
Do you think perhaps the VTuber has big boobs? Wow, that psychic did actually quite a bit more damage than I was expecting. It's almost like when I did the original... fundraising is probably the wrong word. The original Exstreamaganza where we started playing this game, that perhaps large-breasted VTubers was somehow a theme associated with it.
Wow, imagine that.
Imagine that. Also, I'm not liking how much damage they did, and I don't want to lose double D-cell, so I'm switching over to Wifer.
And Matt Sherlock says, I love the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms book because it is a great exploration of what it means to be a knight, what honor is, and being a hero in a flawed world.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I will eventually get around to finishing Game of Thrones, but for right now, I'm completely happy with Marjorie staying alive.
She does have the largest assets, especially as a kaiju.
Oh, I was confusing characters. Marjorie was the Queen of Thorns'
Tyrell.
kid or something?
Grandchild, yeah.
Okay. I will say, like, that scene, though, like, that is one of the best scenes, like, in the season. Like, it's...
Oh,
it's
no, like, I know what
spectacular.
happens. Like, I know what happens because I've seen it, like, played to me a lot. Because, like, fucking nobody likes to, like, everybody was talking about it at the time. So, like, I know she gets blown up in the sept and all that. And, like, but, like, I'm fucking... it's cool as hell. I've seen the explosion and just Cersei just being like, "Yeah, bitch, I got you." You know.
The build-up to it was amazing.
Yeah.
Jonathan being a threat.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just one of those things. And then I never got into House of Dragon because I don't really care that much about that.
Bother. I never bothered.
Yeah.
I forgot we had an execute.
I've read Knight of Seven Kingdoms and I liked it, but I don't know if I want to see the show, to be honest. But yeah, and I'm one of those people who are waiting for the last 2 books.
Matt Sherlock, why is boobs our naming convention? I don't get it. Yep. So when I did the original the original Extremaganza for all this, the idea was that, like, depending on how much money we raised, there would be tiers and stuff that I would do. We fulfilled the first 3 of those with the amount of money we made, but one of the stretch goals, like the lol if somehow we got this level, was at like $50,000. If we got to that point, I would commission a VTuber model with huge boobs.
Yeah.
So you could, thus, Boob Kara, and the chat just focused in on that and decided, you know what?
And
we're gonna name every single Pokemon
really
after
far.
boobs.
Yeah, they ran with it real far.
And I encouraged it.
And I was like, what the hell are you guys doing? But it's fine, I guess.
I don't know. I don't think we got a Venonat, actually, so
yeah, so this is our catch.
Yeah. Which is funny, because that's actually a slightly lower chance than the Ariados, so I was thinking that we'd get the Ariados first.
I'm just disappointed we're not getting Ariados because I love the suggestion of the name in the chat as Area DDos.
That was amazing, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that, the double D.
However, the next area, there's one that is pretty much guaranteed for us to get because everything else that's available there are Raticate and Noctowl, and we have those.
It's Venomoth, says right there.
TLH
Yes, but the thing.
Plus 18.
Let me finish what I was reading. Yes, it says it as Venomoth. The thing is, we have adjusted our clause so that it's evolutionary line. So if we have a Venonat, we technically have a Venomoth, so we can skip it and catch something else. Matt Sherlock, the problem with Game of Thrones is that the subversive thing is not always the satisfying thing. So all the character buildup was thrown out for shock value.
Yeah.
I don't care about subversion. I care about it making sense. Like, you can't have a character go, I was always a dick, when they were demonstrably not, for like 4 seasons.
What about Area D's nuts? Damn it, that would have been good too.
Area D's nuts! Amazing!
Like, there's definitely some contradictory information in Game of Thrones regarding, like, a certain character assassination in, I believe it's the final season. I mean, you may already know what happens, but I won't say
Are you
it
talking
anyway.
about Dany going crazy?
Actually, no, but that was some bullshit, because it's like, hasn't she always been? And I'm like, not really. Like, I know she's killed a ton of people, but, like, her father was literally raving for hours before he died. Like, that kind of crazy. And Dany's not that.
The scales it scatters will paralyze anyone who touches them, making that person unable to stand. So we need a nickname for a male Venomoth. Or female Venomoth, sorry.
So wait, which character are you talking about? Because I know the whole controversy with Dany, but I didn't know there was another one.
Is it the controversy with... Sorry.
Venom
well, no, Jamie at one point tells Brienne, like, I was always a self-serving prick. And I'm like, you're known all over the kingdom as the Kingslayer because you sacrificed your reputation to kill a mad king for the people.
I like Mothra.
Mothra! No, let's do Mothra because my girl Mothra. Let's fucking go.
All right.
I will say, though, Venomilf is a good, like...
It is. It is, and I was probably going with that, but Mothra is actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, Mothra is pretty great.
Morph Moth, that's what, like Mega Man X something or other?
Something like that, yeah.
There's like Moth enemy in one of Mega Man X games.
Like X4 or 5 or something?
And in the north corner, there's a miracle seed. When you mentioned another controversy of the final season of Game of Thrones, I thought you were going to be talking about Tyrion Lannister having a complete and total idiocy moment.
Well, I do kind of... So, go ahead, sorry.
His brain broke in the book for a completely different reason, but, like...
Yeah.
He was making, like, nonsense decisions in the final season.
Yeah, and, like, the thing is, I do kind of agree, though, with, like, the speech that he gives to Jon before he kills Daenerys of, like, you know, when she first killed in, like, Marine, we all applauded it, and then, like, blah, 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 blah. And, like, I mean, I would, speaking as somebody who, like, has gone through a lot of shit, yeah, that shit affects you. So, like, her losing, one of her closest advisors, then, and also losing another one of her closest advisors, like, and watching her get her head chopped off while Cersei was just like, hey, fuck you, I guess. Like, I totally understand why she would be like, kind of like, fuck that bitch in particular.
Her entire story for 8 seasons was like being a child bride and then being relentlessly hunted by murderers and slavers for like the entire series. Like, you are not normal at that point. But what pissed me off was that in the second to last episode of the decade...
That was close. That was close.
Yeah, what pissed me off, though, was like in the second to last episode of the decade-long series, they were like, you know, the Targaryens have like a coin flip chance of being crazy. And like they use that as an excuse to say she's gone mad in the second to last episode of the entire series. Like, that shit was mentioned in the book, but like I say again, her father was literally raving, burn them all, for hours before he was killed. She's not that kind of like
she's not. Yeah.
Also, Sidekick Nick, I quite like this one. Venomoth is my favorite Spider-Manoth villain.
I hate you, but it's so good.
I think it's the other north corner lab, the one on the... Because I am not good at left or right sometimes.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm just kind of happy that I kind of fell off the Game of Thrones wagon while everything was happening, so I couldn't be disappointed with the rest of you.
I'm sad to hear that the finale was so terrible, because as a result, like a bad finale can kill any enthusiasm to watch it for someone like me who never saw a single bit of it. So, like, I hear, oh no, it ends so terribly. I'm just like, well, then I don't feel like watching it, because, like, if the journey ends in such a terrible way, why would I want to experience that journey just to be that level of disappointed?
Well, that's the thing that people talked about on the internet all the time. Like, there's lots of shows like Star Trek. You know, I don't like this season, but I always rewatch the older episodes. But with Game of Thrones, all discourse just came to a screeching halt. All of it. Like, nobody went back and watched season 2 or anything. It's just like, nope, we're out.
Yeah.
We could have gotten a Chansey too, actually, in here. There's a lot of stuff we could have caught here.
Yeah, but Chansey has got such a low chance, I didn't even think we'd get it.
Yeah, now Game of Thrones does conclude the story, but it's just with, like, stupid nonsense character moments and decisions that just, like, are antithetical to who these people were for the last decade.
I'm, like, one of the only people who's still holding out hope that Martin will actually finish his books, but I'm not, betting on it, but I'm like, oh, please finish the books, because that ending is freaking terrible.
Yeah, Maxman says the Seinfeld finale was awful. Now, it was obnoxious as hell to make the grand finale of your show a clip show, but conceptually, it was a brilliant idea. Like, these characters are shit, and they have learned nothing. Like, that's pretty funny. It's just that most of the episode was footage we've already seen.
Did we get...
Sidekick Nix. I never watched Lost because I heard the ending sucked. One of my favorite shows is Dexter, and it's hard to recommend because it ends badly twice. Same thing for the Battlestar Galactica reboot, where, like, the finale is not the absolute worst, but it does kind of suck. Like, the first half of the finale is good. The second half is like, oh, really? Okay.
I mean, I haven't hated...
Dexter had a weak ending. Yeah.
I was going to say... Go ahead, sorry.
That's actually why I've never watched the remake of Battlestar Galactica, because I've heard so many bad things about the finale.
it
I mean,
is
Dexter
not the worst
Resurrections has
finale
been
in the
pretty good
world,
for
but it's
me.
like you could have done better.
Fair enough. I mean, Dexter Resurrections has been pretty good for me. I kind of enjoy it, but I mean, I get why it's not people's cup of tea. But yes, the original Dexter series ended so fucking stupidly. It was great.
It was pretty dumb. Like, it peaked at season 4.
In a
with,
terrible
John
way,
Lithgow.
it was hilarious, actually. I actually legitimately laughed at that ending.
Which one?
The one where he just literally goes, fuck it, I'm out, and then just goes into a storm, and everybody's like, okay, I guess he's dead. And then I'm like, you guys aren't even gonna go check? Like, and then literally they do Dexter New Blood, and I'm just like, what the fuck, you guys?
Yeah.
Also, picking on the Seinfeld finale, that's like one of only like 5 episodes of Seinfeld I've seen.
Although, you know who a lot of people fucking, you know what finale a lot of people fucking hated that I'm like baffled by is The Sopranos.
From what I read on it, because I mean, if you don't like know what's going on, it's really awkward. But apparently, earlier in the series, I mean, Tony Soprano was describing like, you know, what must it be like to die? Like, it must all just like, you know, cut the black or something like that. So like, I think that's the implication.
Yes. But I remember when that series finale aired and everybody fucking hated it.
Yeah, because if you're going in without that context, that's pretty infuriating.
Yeah, no, it is. It's just really, like, absolutely terrible.
Honestly, the endings that annoy me the most for shows are the endings that end on cliffhangers, because it's like, what happens next?
Yeah, they just hope they would make another season. Fucking Cowboy Bebop.
That's why I freaking hated the ending to Angel, because they're literally like, Angel goes, I kind of want to slay the dragon, and then they fucking cut to black and we never get anything. And don't fucking tell me those comics, because no. I wanted to season 6. I wanted to see a dragon, damn it.
With Angel's finale, I was more okay with because it was thematically appropriate. It was fair. It was not, you know, it was a bit disappointing, but it was also the fight goes on, which has been a recurring motif throughout it. Like you know, we fight because we want to. We're not doing this for anything. We're not doing this for the hope of a reward or anything like that. We fight the good fight because it is the good fight, and it's like, let's get to work, and thus the story goes on. And sure, you could have had a fan servicey thing. You could have had like the other Slayers showing up at the end there to imply that like they were joining in. But the truth is, it worked for the purposes of it. But I understand why that would be disappointing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Someone brought up Star Trek Enterprise, which is an interesting one there, because if it had not been the finale, it would have gone down as a favorite episode of most people, because of the fact that it was pretty much fan service for a totally different show. Now, it doesn't fit with the other show, given chronologically where it's supposed to take place, but it's fun to see those characters again regardless. But as the actual finale to Enterprise, it's a big middle finger.
Also, we have a chat from Matt Sherlock. I'm writing a GOT Green Arrow fic, so I can have Oliver spit in Tywin's face. Classist jerk. Also, you missed my name. Socks, as in Bob Sock. I don't know what that means.
Strong move. That did quite a bit.
That's okay.
Unfortunately, I don't think that we have anything else we can really put up against.
And a bunch of people are mentioning Teen Titans finale, which was pretty rough. A lot of people are frustrated by that one.
I actually like the Teen Titans finale.
You would.
So the thing is, I get what they were going for, but that's not how. One, that's not how you end your show. Two, yeah. I'm sorry, you can't. It's still a bit. You can't. It's not a matter of you just need to move on because things change. It's a matter of a character was effectively dead and now they are alive again, and that needs some more explanation.
Yeah.
I think it's very nice of you to give that dead woman another chance.
But I like the themes of the episode too much for me to hate it.
The theme is interesting, but like the entire premise is nonsense.
Because the theme is, you shouldn't let nostalgia hold you back.
Certainly, but this isn't nostalgia.
Yeah, but this is
a friend of yours who is alive again and doesn't
finale.
Remember you, and this and like whoever that person who they were, is alive, and you need to figure out some way of fixing that, because otherwise, what the hell? I'm sorry, there is just sometimes, like, your theme is, your theme doesn't override the plot sometimes.
Yeah, the show has to make some kind of sense.
It's like the Animorphs ending, the ending of the books. Yes, K.A. Applegate, I love what you're saying. I get your point.
I was pretty mad about that.
but ending on a cliffhanger is still a big middle finger to your audience.
Yeah.
I think it's not as bad as the reboot finale.
Bob. Chat refuses to let me spell it, so boob sock, got it.
Because the ending of Reboot has Megabyte winning.
Oof.
Oh, have you seen Mortal Kombat Conquest?
A long time ago.
Because that is the best ending of any show ever made. Because it was supposed to be a season finale, not a series finale. So like Shao Kahn just like kills or defeats everybody, and then the show just ends because the third season never happens. It's so fucking dark.
Now you want an actual. Now you want that. Now if you want that same thing, but in a show, but in a series that was intended for it to be its finale, watch Blake 7.
And
Blake 7 is infamous for having one of the darkest endings ever, and it's like wow. And I remember
super chat.
I got a bunch of fans, a bunch of my fans and friends into Blake 7. We went to MagFest one year, and they all decided to watch the finale together in a hotel room, invited me to come watch it with them, and I was just sitting there the entire time, smiling and waiting. And then the ending happens, and everyone was screaming and upset, and then he threw things at me. Because I knew what was coming.
Alright, so we have a super chat from Big Jack Films. Hey Lewis, have you seen The History of the Reviewerverse retrospective by Spectro-Heliotic? Looking forward to the storyline you've got cooking.
I think I saw like the very first part of it, the one that was like the beginnings of it, but I did not see anything more from that. And hopefully it's a good video and not like calling us all weirdos for having storylines and stuff like that. I don't know if that. I'm assuming you wouldn't be recommending it if it was like, God, these people are weird and they suck and stuff like that. But I was gonna say, Eliza, what is it? Is it worth it to go back and get cut to get whatever is behind here?
Those items are an elixir and a nugget.
It's not worth it.
Wait, no, sorry, nugget and a calcium.
Yeah,
nugget
I don't know, man. Who the fuck like reviews comic books on the internet or does Let's Plays or like talks about superheroes like all the time? Like those guys are freaking weird, man.
Calcium.
But
I wouldn't trust the Let's Player as far as I could throw them.
Here on this route,
special stats.
I will say though, one of the best endings to one of the best endings ever is probably The Good Place.
Agreed. Love the ending to The Good Place.
You know what one of my favorite endings is? As weird as this is going to sound. The original Captain Harlock. And it's not even really because of the plot. Like, the plot had a definitive ending. Like, they took care of what they had to take care of. But what's great is that they have, like, you know how, like, a lot of shows, like Dragon Ball Z, they have the narrator, like, between episodes, like, stay tuned on the next episode, that whole thing. So Captain Harlock has one of those, and he talks us, like, out of the show, and he goes, like, and here are the people, like, we have to thank Harlock, we have to thank Tochiro, and, like, as he's going through each of the characters, it shows like a black and white photograph of their voice actor, which is fantastic. And then it finally concludes with a black and white photo of the narrator's voice actor. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of reminds me of like how they did the final of the 4 series of Blackadder.
Okay.
And like how like Goodbye was like and how they filmed Goodbye of like, because the final season takes place during World War I, and you know the premise of Blackadder, right?
I think the basic premise.
That he's got a cunning plan, like he's got a cunning plan to get out of whatever the hell he's doing. That's right. Baldric has the cunning plan, and Blackadder just kind of goes, "Okay, we'll do it." I guess.
Is a snarky, snooty, aristocratic type who always wants rich and fame. Kind of a lovable bastard. And Baldric is his ever faithful like servant, and his common catchphrase is, "Oh, I have a cunning plan." And usually the plan is ridiculous and stupid.
Yes, it is true. But like in the final season, spoiler for a show that ended in the 80s, like in the final episode, he literally tells Baldric, "Well, it's gonna have to wait," and they go over the top, and it's gorgeous and it's perfect, and nothing could ever fuck that ending up for me.
Yeah, it is a pretty dark ending, but then again, the nature of but then again, I think every season of Blackadder ends with them all dying.
Yeah, I think so.
Also, Big Jack Film says, not at all, it's very informative and adds a lot of better consistency from reviewers, both retired and current. Highly recommended. Also, multiple people in chat mentioned it, but the dinosaurs had a really fucking grim ending.
Yeah, I know about that one.
Yeah, that's true, they did.
But anyways, there is a new friend that we can get on this
route? Okay.
There's one new friend we can get here, because the other two that are available here at night are Noctowl and Raticate. So the only one that we can possibly get here is Luxwan.
Is what again?
Luxwan, the evolved form of Farfetch'd.
Ah, neat.
Also, by the way, not that I've ever watched the show, but I heard people really highly respect Cheers' finale, where the guy goes, "Sorry, we're closed," and closes the door.
I never got into Cheers, to be honest with you.
My parents were big into Cheers and Taxi.
I mean,
Yeah,
I watched Frasier, but I didn't watch the Frasier reboot. So, like, but I also
that was a shocking. Well, that was a shocking piece of information for me. Was that Frasier was a spin-off of Cheers?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I liked Frasier, but like, I never watched Cheers though. I don't know why. I just never. You know what show that I'm really nostalgic for, which really sucks because a lot of people are not, which is kind of crazy, is Maude starring B. Arthur. Yes, MASH's ending is fucking amazing.
Wait, there are people who want to go watch Maude?
Well, I've also seen multiple people in chat.
It's not like a very like popular show that a lot of people have watched. Like in our generation, like when I say Maude, a lot of people are like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
I've heard of Maude.
Like,
I don't know anything about it. But that's because like Maude is one of those shows that Mystery Science Theater 3000 would reference occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've also seen.
Maude was super good though.
Multiple people in chat have referenced the Newhart show, which is like that might be the greatest
Bob Newhart.
Time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where like it was an "It's All a Dream" ending, which is, corny, but when he wakes up, he's next to the actress who played his wife on the previous TV show that he had started.
Yeah, so it's like the show Newhart,
which is really cool.
Yeah, it was Newhart, and then its ending was "It's All a Dream," because apparently Newhart was not very popular. But it ended with a reference to the Bob Newhart show, which was actually popular, and it was all a dream,
which is really funny.
Yeah, that's gold.
Pin missile's gonna suck. Okay, we're good.
Spider-Man the Animated Series' ending was like kind of corny, but it was decent. I don't even mean the plot stuff with Mary Jane coming back, but I mean he like hung out with Stan Lee.
Yeah, I like the. I know some people don't like the fact that we didn't actually see him reunite with Mary Jane, but we can presume it happened off screen.
Yeah.
And X-Men '97 had a cameo from them, just not speaking or anything like that, but them watching the action. So, and considering the timeline, it clearly it must take place after he got Mary Jane back. So you know what? Good for them.
Also, Tia Lee brought up one that really made me mad because I was a big fan of the show, but Castle, it is very, very, very obvious that was supposed to be
that the one
season
with
finale.
Is that the one with Nathan Fillion?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just like, oh no, has the bad guy won? How are they going to get out of this one? And then they just awkwardly add a montage of them, like, living happily ever after, like, well after whatever this incident was. It's just like, we can't show the real.
So
We're just doing
angry.
it was really awkward. Matt Sherlock says, any shows you like that just kind of ended without a finale? No disappointment or nothing, just stopped and you might not have noticed? Yeah, any show where they just assume they're going to get another season. Like, I didn't watch it myself, but Cowboy Bebop, like, clearly there was going to be a season 2, and they hit, nope.
Yes.
You sure about that? I mean, I feel like Cowboy Bebop's ending was pretty definitive.
No, but, like, you see, like, Spike, he's just down, and then we, like, meet Ed for the first time, and he's like, oh, who are you?
Oh, you mean the live action?
Oh, you mean the live action?
Yeah, live action. Yeah, no, the cartoon ended really well, but, like, the live action one, like, oh, who's this new character? Ed. Fans of the anime will know, and then this, that's it. There's no more season.
There's a show that I think
ended... brilliant.
Oh, speaks too soon. Dr. Sam Beckett never made it home.
Yeah, that's horseshit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, speaks too soon, but you did that incorrectly. You have to spell it Dr. Sam Beckett with one T because they misspelled his name in that.
Yes.
Oh, brutal.
Here's the funny thing: the reboot Quantum Leap was all about a person going through using the machine to leap back in time to try and find Sam, and then that show ends without a finale. Yep. They did it again.
And Big Jack Film says, the original ending to Inuyasha had me infuriated when it was advertised and aired. All we had for almost a decade was fan fiction till the final act, The Dark Times. Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind that terribly because that didn't look like the end. That looked like, this is all the material we have. So it was basically like a little better than a regular episode ending, but with more elaborate ending credits. And it's like, you know they're going to continue it at some point, but it was like, yeah, it was like you say, like 10 years.
Stargate Universe
you know what?
ended on a cliffhanger, and that was disappointing. Now, it was a cliffhanger that you figure they can probably figure out a way around it, and because given the nature of the problem, but at the same time, it's just like it sucks that we don't get resolution on that until years later when they did a comic, which even the creators have said, that was not the direction they would have gone with it. Which is a shame, because while Stargate Universe had its problems, and Lord knows it was a lot of problems, it was getting better, and it felt like it was getting to a point where you could say, like, yeah, this is actually really damn good. But unfortunately, only 2 seasons. It was trying too much to be like Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah,
you know what I want to shout out is that, like, I don't know about good or bad ending, it just doesn't have an ending, but does anybody remember the TV show Brimstone?
I know of it. No. I've never actually watched it, though.
That sounds familiar.
It was a cool premise. It was a guy who was released from hell back to Earth by Satan because a bunch of souls from hell had escaped. And they're just somewhere. So he's got to go find them, like in human form. Like these souls have also taken human form. And he's got to beat their asses and send them back to hell. And the guy is covered with tattoos that are each representative of one of the souls he has to take. And each time he takes down one of the bad guys, a tattoo on his body disappears. And the promise is, if he can deliver them all back, he gets to go free. It's basically Cuphead before Cuphead.
That's awesome, actually.
And it just didn't have an ending, but it was a really cool idea. I remember being interested. And the guy, like, doesn't know technology well because he's missed being on Earth for a few decades.
I feel
and people are like, where have you been? How do you not know how a phone works? Like a cell phone works? And he's like, I don't know, man. No explanation.
I might be wrong, and I might be thinking of just Millennium because I know that did have a thing with X-Files. But I feel like that was one of the shows that, like, the same creators of the X-Files made, and they, like, resolved it in X-Files.
Yeah, Millennium was an interesting. I've only seen a few episodes, but it was very interesting.
Millennium did that, but I feel like, but I want to say Brimstone did that too.
Also, Matt Sherlock says, finale. I have to go now. My planet needs me.
I do have to say though, like one of the ones that stopped abruptly that I was super into was Timeless. I don't know if anybody has ever seen that one, but that one is like. The premise is that there's this like evil evil organization. They get like them and like the heroes have a time machine, and they have to go back and like try to stop them from changing history, and it's really like Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego, but not really, and it's great. And they only got like a season 1 and a rush season 2 so bad that they had to like do like an extended like finale of like an hour and a half movie because the outcry was so bad. And I just loved that show so much.
I mean, they eventually got a movie ending, but The Venture Brothers was abruptly canceled and people were livid because...
Oh, like,
yeah. Literally the last line of the entire series was, "Are you fucking kidding me?" When he gets this revelation, and that's the show.
Yeah.
Like, again, they did manage to finish it, but that was going to be the not finale. Also, I see a very good point in chat. A really frustrating cliffhanger ending. Half-Life 2 Episode 2.
Half-Life 3 will come eventually.
Yeah, we do have
keep
Half-Life
thinking that.
Yeah, right. We do have Half-Life Alyx. I don't know where that goes. I haven't played it, but like, yeah, that ending. I mean, it was episodic, so you forgave it. There's going to be a continuation, but then there wasn't.
Yeah, that's rough, buddy.
But then you have shows that had an amazing first season, but then because of certain things like a writer's strike, they decline, like Heroes.
Like
oh god, that show! Jesus, Heroes would have been so good without the writer's strike. Oh my god,
the first season is fucking amazing. And then you hit the second season where the first, 6 episodes are pretty good, but then the writer's strike happened.
Yeah.
Wait, I see mention of Gurren Lagann, but that had a great ending.
Yeah, Gurren Lagann's ending was great.
Gurren Lagann is amazing.
Yeah.
Get in the ball, Luxwin.
In both forms. Both movie and show.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about this because I haven't personally played it, but Mega Man Legends 2... they're still on the moon. I don't know.
I want Mega Man Legends 3 so much. It's the most requested game I want from Capcom.
Yeah, but it's 30 years later. It's not going to even resemble what a PS1 game would have been.
I don't care. I just want the story finished.
We got Fruity Groovy's super chat, and we got another one in there.
Yep.
Pretty groovy. I know the ending of How I Met Your Mother is considered bad, but I argue it plays into the theme of true love does not stop when the one is gone. It continues into the next one.
All right, with that, we have caught Luxwin. We need a name for a female Luxwin. This is Farfetched's evolution. The wild duck Pokemon, very territorial, will defend its hatchlings if it has a slight sense of danger from its surroundings.
And real quick, Matt Sherlock says Evil Corporation is redundant. Eat the rich.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but this series. Okay, real quick. The series, the bad guys were called Rittenhouse, and you understand why I really did not want to say that.
Lustwan, Karen, Lubwing,
Luoxana.
Luoxana is pretty good. Buxwin is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It's kind of a slant rhyme with buxom.
Yeah.
Luxwin is also good. Musashi, plausible or madam? I love plausible. I also think the name Unlegally would be good. Bust Swan, which is also good. Seconding Buckswan. I'm gonna go with Buckswan.
Also, here's a good point. Yeah, the second He-Man and the Thundercats reboots, which were apparently really good, just never got second seasons, so that made people mad.
Yeah, the 2000. Okay, here's the thing. He-Man has a history of having good shows that have bad endings.
Yep.
Or assuming nothing in the water. I'm assuming we can't really get anything in the water that would be interesting for us.
Let me double check. But yeah, He-Man shows either have bad endings or they just end without having endings, or they have cliffhangers. Fishing Water 8. What's Water 8? to the water list.
Oh, by the way, this is a really...
tentacle and Gyarados, but I'm checking the fishing.
Kurama Strait.
Fishing. 8.
But Skeletor voice, but I must save the Pokemon.
But I must save
amazing.
the Pokemon!
So
do we already have
much.
Quillfish or Kazaplin?
Do we have Kurzaplin? I don't actually know.
Because we can get Quillfish or Kazaplin here, and if we surf not surf, if we fish on where we are.
I'll just do water and just like search that. Lean, Slowbro, Disturbin, Molambino, Quagsire, Meryl, Grenmar, Psyduck, Tentacool, Krabby, Staryu, Shelder, Seal, Horsey, Lapras, Kabuto, Squirtle. Yeah, no, we don't have either.
Then we can get one of them by fishing.
Oh, fishing.
Oh yeah, I never followed this one myself,
only with
but
Super
shout
Rod,
out
only
to the
with
Dark Crystal Age of
Rod.
Resistance.
Old Rod.
Oh yeah. Matt Sherlock says, I understand your Mega Man frustration.
Oh,
The
you
Sly
got
Cooper
Super
game
Rod.
ended with a cliffhanger. How does he get back from ancient Egypt and make up with his girlfriend?
I feel like there's a joke that I should understand in there somewhere, but I don't.
I haven't played Sly Cooper, but that may actually be what happens. I don't know. Sorry, I think I mentioned this on some previous stream, but my furry PS2 era series was Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, that's fair.
T-Elite.
Yep.
Star Wars Acolytes ending is disappointing because they cut it short too soon, but it's still enjoyable. Andor Season 2 finale, no spoiler, but wow, Gilroy really made Rogue One more sad.
I know, right? But you know what?
Damn, bro.
That kind of tragedy. But you know what? That kind of tragedy is kind of went with the show. So you know what? I'm okay with that thematically.
By the
How
way,
do you
speaking
make
of
Rogue One
very
more
obnoxious,
sad?
Please don't spoil it. I haven't seen it yet.
I ain't
By the way,
spoiling nothing,
speaking
but
of
I
very
think Andor
obnoxious-
Season 2 is very good and you will enjoy it.
yeah, speaking of very obnoxious video game, somewhat cliffhanger endings, it's not even that much of a cliffhanger ending. Like, it's an ending, but then, oh, we could do another thing. Beyond Good and Evil 2 is just never going to exist. And even if it does...
Oh my
it's a fucking
god,
prequel.
I'm so angry about that. Oh,
Okay,
I
so we brought
love
up
Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah. The final boss was amazing. But, like, yeah, apparently the next game's going to be a prequel anyway, so I don't care as much.
Amazing. So we're never getting Beyond Good and Evil 2. Cool, got it.
I mean, like, this was from, like, a CG trailer from, like, when I was in college. Like, we knew it was going to be a prequel, unless they changed their mind, so, like, I'm already kind of checked out.
they
Fair
actually
enough.
canceled it again, if I remember right.
Oh my
Alright,
god.
And chat is confirming, by the way, that Sly Cooper thing wasn't a joke. He's apparently stuck in ancient Egypt.
Amazing.
And Matt Sherlock says the same thing. The last one had him stranded in the past.
But here's the thing I just want to defend really quickly. Somebody said that Mighty Max has a bad ending. No, Mighty Max has an amazing ending because it ends with them going back in time, trying to stop the events from happening on another loop.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a loop. I don't like it, but I get it.
Yeah, I don't mind Mighty Max's finale. It's kind of dark, actually.
You know what I did like, though, was, I don't know if it was the last episode or the second last one, but when they're in the room with all the pictures of things that will happen, was that the one?
Yep.
That showed the future? Yeah, and, like, you just have Norman's death to a giant spider covered with a tarp. He's like, yeah, we're not looking at that one. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, I liked that finale. I thought that was pretty good. Mind you, when I watched the Mighty Max finale as a kid, I was like, okay, so what's going to happen in the next episode? And then the next episode was just like a regular-ass episode. It's just like, really? We're not going to follow up on that whole we're starting a new time loop thing? Okay. I don't think I realized it was the finale.
And Jay Manor says, besides Doctor Who, what lost media are you interested in watching if it is found or already found?
Has the completed form of Metropolis been found yet?
I mean, it's pretty
No,
close.
not yet.
They've got like a good amount of it restored, but I think there's still some.
Yes,
Last time I
some
checked,
down.
last time I checked, they were at 95% completion.
Oh, that's good. Diesel issue 2.
Diesel issue 2.
I'll take it.
Won't be a
Finally,
lost
it's an
media
enemy
that I would
stand,
like.
legally distinct.
Yeah, Doctor Who is the most famous one,
my
probably.
God.
So I'm struggling to think of like some other form of lost
Actually,
media that
no,
I'd like to see.
there is one. There is one that my roommate from college was really frustrated by. Did they ever release the final issue of Miracle Man?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Because apparently there was like a big struggle going on between like Gaiman and McFarlane.
Okay, so anything, any of the 1896 films from George Méliès would be kind of great to get back, just because he did a lot of short documentaries, about like rural life in Paris, which was kind of amazing. But those are all lost. So
we need a nickname for a male quillfish. What other lost media would I want to see? So there's this British horror series. Diamanda Hagens talked about a little bit. We only have like a good like one surviving episode of it. Very creepy intro. And like I think even if we have only one surviving, I think we only have like parts of the episode that was surviving, like and it featured like a murderous child. But it's like, you know, standard issue Twilight Zone-esque horror anthology series. I can't remember the name of it, but like it sounded like it was pretty damn good. Mrs. Puff, Quilltits, Hedgie, Mr. Puff. Quilltits ain't bad. Puff Puff, Millfish, Pinhead, Inflation.
I just thought
inflation.
I just thought of another.
Also, before we lose it, before we lose it, Breeze Dorling says David the Gnome had a dark ending. Yeah, kind of.
That is true.
Yes, but I just thought of another thing that'd be amazing to have this lost media back, because there's only like 12 episodes that survived of it. The entire collection of Sam and Friends.
Yes.
Jim Henson's first show. Only 12 episodes of it still remain.
That would be good.
And there's over 500 of them.
500? Really?
That's insane.
Yeah.
I did not even realize there were that many of those. Hot damn. Binwell balls.
Like, it is like so little of it remains, and there's so much of it made.
Oh,
Puffy
Puff, like the Dragon Quest thing.
Sass, Sheepy.
That's not bad, actually. That's pretty clever.
Not the most imaginative, but I'm not really feeling much of these. Blue Ball's kind of good.
Yeah, Puff is pretty. Puff is good if you like Dragon Quest.
I like sashimi.
All right, this forest.
That forest is... What's the name of the forest?
The name of the forest is the
we get a
Nanjo Forest.
All right, super chat from Big Jack. Speaking of Diamanda Hagen, has the film Fuck the Internet ever been recovered?
I don't know.
I don't think it has. You would have to ask her.
Well, we can't go too deep into the Nanjo Forest right now, but what it has that we can possibly get are... that has Noctowl, Apom, which we already have, Skiploom, Jumpluff, we already have those, Beedrill, Triculate. Oh! It had the evolved form of Pinsir!
Ah!
Nice.
At least I think that's what that is. I'm double checking to make sure that's the evolved form of Pinsir.
Also, another super chat. Matt Sherlock says, we need to make a studio to finish cliffhangers and stuff we love. Anyone here who knows how to make art? I know copyright would stop us, but I can dream.
Actually, depending on where you make it and how you make it, you may be able to get around some copyright laws, because like there are certain countries where there is like no copyright whatsoever.
So we hold beta
I'm just imagining YouTube channels like honest trailers where they just animate like what could have happened, or like how it should have ended.
I'm dumb.
You know, like
how it should have ended.
Bitterberry. I missed the whole reason all of our Pokemon are boob jokes. Not that I'm complaining, this is hilarious. Long story short, when we first started this playthrough, we were trying to raise money for me, and one of the stretch goals of that was at like $50,000. I would purchase a VTuber model for myself with huge boobs, and the chat ran with that.
Yep. And we already have a Weedle, so
and
the
they
Beedle's,
haven't stopped.
And they won't
I'm so
stop.
I'm so disappointed in all of you.
I encourage you all.
And bear in mind, since we started late, we're going to go a bit longer, so we're going to go until 10:15. We got another 18 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. I didn't even realize it was almost 10 o'clock. Whatever. It's fine.
That's a sassy Beedrill. It was a sassy Beedrill.
Both the kids are sleeping, so I don't care.
Ironically, Lewis has some
lost
lost media of his
stuff like
own.
the alternate endings for the Sound Hell Dead Alive reviews, a lot of the 5-panel comics and movies, vlogs, etc. That's not quite lost media in the same way, because I have copies of all of those. It's just I haven't uploaded them because I don't see much of a reason to do so. Or in the case of the Silent Hill Dead Alive reviews, the alternate endings, I can't put those up because there's too much copyrighted material in it.
Yeah, I was going to mention I have lost media. I reviewed the movie Jacob's Ladder because I was tying it to Silent Hill, but like I just put like a whole scene from the movie in there because it was like this dialogue, and so like that just can't exist on YouTube. That's like blip only.
Yeah, the
My
thing is,
entire
there's varying levels of lost media. In some cases, some lost media we know exists out there, but we cannot get access to it. And that's the case of like say my previous videos that I just haven't re-uploaded, because why would I re-upload like an old ass vlog review, vlog of me doing of talking about Star Trek 2009 or something.
Yeah, like I have lost media for myself. Like my lost media is the entirety of Fool's Gold, but you can get it if you're a patron of mine. And then, but yeah, I don't post that publicly on YouTube because of legal bullshit that I had to go through for that.
Pokeplayer HQ, excuse me, but do you really expect us to stop at the boob jokes? No. Breeze Dorling.
I do. You're better than that, anyway.
Breeze Dorling, we want a full movie of Angel with the Filthy Souls. Damn straight we do.
I wish. You was smooching with everyone. But there's one other piece of lost media I actually have, which was a Facebook contest from a long time ago. I think it was to get like featured on like just the front page briefly of Atop the Fourth Wall if you like make your own comic book review. So I did one of those. It was to be like done in somewhat your style. I forgot what the hell it was. It's not a comic I normally read. It was like a Death's Head comic or something. Matt Sherlock says, pitch superheroes in the Stone Age. No Batman. Alright, I got a superhero for you. Caveman.
Amazing.
I mean, there's already Captain Caveman.
That is true, actually. Yeah, I forgive you, but my Tommy gun don't. That movie's hysterical.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
I got a pitch for that. Monolith. And if you can guess where I went with that, bonus points.
All right, so was I not supposed to go to the east here?
No, not yet. That's for later.
All right.
Much later.
Oh, you know what should also be a full movie? Like Angels with Filthy Souls, but also in American Werewolf in London, that brief clip we see of See You Next Wednesday, like that porno movie where it's like, what the hell are you doing with my woman? Sorry. Leaves. Like, what was this?
It's always fun when those fake movies and other movies become full movies, like Machete.
Yeah, that's amazing. I don't even like. I'm not even passionate about that movie, but I love that it was like a gag that became real.
Yeah.
And same goes for Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. That also became real.
Yep.
Yeah.
Key item. Let's get back to the skateboard.
I want to see Arnie starring in King Lear, like the ad in Lost World said. That would be funny as hell.
That would be pretty
Oh
good.
my god.
Matt Sherlock, I meant pitch Elseworld with an existing hero.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not good at that.
Green Arrow uses where it's like clothes made out of leaves and everything. Uses the bow still, but they all are all like stone arrowheads.
By the way, the monolith joke was from 2001: A Space Odyssey. So good on you if you knew that. If you didn't, I'm sorry for your loss.
I've never seen The Beauty. I have not seen The Beauty.
Green Arrow is probably the easiest superhero from DC to put into the Stone Age.
Yeah, that's fair. I was trying to think of like somebody like Crazy doesn't belong in that kind of environment.
Okay, I was thinking like Thor. He'd probably get along fine.
Yeah.
I mean, Thor was probably born during the Stone Age. Let's be real here.
Yeah, right.
Actually, he
Stone Age
actually
Iron Man
was.
is like a stone costume, like fucking Havel from Dark Souls.
Because in Avengers BC, we see the birth of Thor. Well, kinda. We see the stuff that leads up to the birth of Thor, where Thor's revealed to be. It's dumb.
Okay, well, you got this far. You gotta tell me.
Thor is the child of the Phoenix.
Yep, it's dumb.
That's dumb.
That's the dumbest thing I ever fucking heard.
Kind of, because he's also the child of Gaia. Yes, there's multiple levels to this stupidity.
So Thor is just literally not a Norse god.
Yeah, like that just literally makes him not a Norse god because his father and mother are Norse gods.
No, his father is still Odin. He just has two moms.
So Matt Sherlock says Green Arrow
That's so
invents the
stupid.
first bow, Booster Gold.
Actually, seeing Booster Gold in the Stone Age would be hilarious for so many reasons.
Yeah, and Ripper Spot says Booster Gold becomes the warlord of the Stone Age.
Yes.
Like,
that is literally the dumbest thing I have ever heard. Anyway.
like every single time they retcon Phoenix stuff, it annoys me a bit. Because that's not the only child of the Phoenix, because the Phoenix is also the mother of Galactus.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
What?
Yes. In the
I
previous
feel like the
universe,
10th Doctor
Phoenix
here.
was
What?
In the previous universe, the Phoenix was the mother of Galactus.
That's dumb.
I fucking
that's the
hate
thing,
it.
Like, I don't have these bombastic reactions because I'm just like, no, it's not. Like, that's just fucking stupid. We're not doing that.
What?
Jane
I
Hatter
hate
says, I recently discovered that people misunderstand what Jekyll and Hyde is about, and that includes me. I blame myself because I never read the book.
About a dude who
that's fair.
let out his worst impulses.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Yep.
It's giving into your id.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people know this, but it was like a huge reveal in the final chapter of the book that they were the same person.
Yes, it was.
Here's the thing, HP Haga. Yes, Galactus predates the current universe. So does the Phoenix. In fact, the Phoenix predates all previous universes, coming from the first universe. And
Marvel space shit is fucking weird, okay?
I know none of you can see this, but my eye is actually twitching from this.
Marvel Cosmic stuff is so weird and dumb.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Maxman says Jekyll and Hyde is one of those books everyone knows but never read, like Dracula or Tarzan. Honestly, yeah. Although I have read Dracula.
I have read Dracula.
I've read
And I've read
Dracula.
Fun fact about
Ooh, level
Dracula,
60
it's an
eradicated.
epistolary novel, so it's basically the found footage of novels.
I hate it.
Okay,
I hate it. Thanks, I hate it.
There's nothing we need to catch at Kume Point.
I've also read
Because they're-
Frankenstein.
I'm more worried about the fact this Raticate
Same.
is level 60. I think we're starting to experience stuff that's going to be a bit stronger.
Yeah, I think this is the point where they're going to jump up to level 60-ish.
I honestly should read Tarzan, though. That's one of those things. It's like, everybody knows Tarzan. I should read Tarzan.
Here's the
You probably
thing, the
should.
Tarzan... There's a lot of Tarzan books, and they cross over with some of the other books that he wrote, because Burroughs wrote also John Carter, and he also wrote the Pellucidar books, and Tarzan crosses over with Pellucidar.
I love how Conan
Nice.
exists in the same universe as all the Lovecraft stuff. And that's like
That
and
is
that's,
really
and that's
funny.
canonical because as H.P. Lovecraft was best friends with what's his face, the guy who invented Conan.
Oh yeah.
Conan is wild. I actually, not this MagFest that was this year, but 2025 MagFest. I went to a panel with a guy, like the host was just talking about various sword and sandals, like old school books, including stuff like Conan. And one of them was called like the Tower of the Elephant, where he enters this big tower and it's epic and he's fighting things, and like the big reveal toward the end of it is that there's someone captured in the tower, and you know the evil wizard has been siphoning his power, and the thing that was captured was like a fucking space alien, and it just like opens up a possibility of like, forget humans today learning that they're space aliens, like this is Conan. It's just like, oh well.
All right, so we have
Like,
rented
you
a
live
new
in barbarian
town.
times, but there's a space alien.
We are
Right.
in Kume City. This is where we're supposed to be going, right? Eliza?
Yeah, 1 second.
Matt Sherlock, John Carter should be a bad guy. He is a Confederate. Ugh. The
I also
Rocky
see
Mountain Town.
Shumagorath was technically a Conan villain Marvel
Yes,
used in
that's
the
what we're
Doctor
supposed to
Strange
be.
comic, but because of rights issues, they changed his name to Gargantos. That's mind-blowing.
This is-
Shumagorath was a Conan villain.
This is the place where we get the part to repair the SS Aqua.
Excellent.
Which is at the house to the south.
To the south. What we got here? Climate isn't as tropical here as Ryukyu City. We don't get as many tourists. However, I hear the islands south of here are warm and tropical. I've never seen them, though. Whole area is off limits. Off limits, you say?
And Jen
That house
Manor
right there, I
says
think.
Jekyll and Hyde equals being anonymous online. And Matt Sherlock says, idea, H.G. Wells invasion, led by John Carter.
Oh God.
Well, hello! You don't need parts for seafaring vessels? I'm your guy! Oh dear! The SS Aqua needs a new fuel line? Wow, that ship is a modern marvel! I'll give you the part you need, free of charge!
Wow, nice.
Wow, that was easy.
Here,
Now
child,
we
have
get-
this fuel line.
Alright, kid, that should be what they need. You'll be a hero to the whole crew!
Thanks, I guess. Like, I
we
feel like
actually-
that.
We need someone to fly, so 1 second.
Yeah, we need
I
to
feel
fly
like
back to
that
the
should have been a
mountain.
lot harder, but okay.
Not even a real gym leader. Yes, I'm on the phone. Go away. Talking about Trevor.
Amazing.
Alright, let's grab Buckswin and teach her fly.
Sounds good.
Buckswin is also a contender for a new party member, just because as we don't have like a permanent flyer.
That is true.
And it's a Gen 2 beta only Pokemon. Let's check her out real quick.
That's also true.
Yeah, she is normal flying, so
I'll
not
check
super
their
super
moves out.
unique. Like attack 79, defense. Yeah, it's not a bad spread for a bird.
For a bird, my God.
Well, you know what I mean. For bird types, you want physical. For most flying types, you want physical and you want speed.
Yeah, that's true.
40. Go 5. 100. 380.
Get rid of agility.
465 isn't bad for base stat total.
Joey, I'm about to get on a flight, so we'll talk to you later.
Bye, Joey.
Wait a minute, your phone has airplane mode click.
Fucking
And
Joey. Anyway.
and we're in some pretty decent TMs.
Wait, was it a Mommy Town? Which city do we need to go back to?
It's in Mommy Town.
Alright, so we need to find the boat again, which I think is down here. Alright, kid, we need a fuel line. There's a guy in Kuwait City who'll have what we need. Bring it back when you have it. Ah, the fuel line! Wow! Let me go bring this to the ship crew.
All right,
You
Mike
did the
Manhattan
thing,
has a super
child!
chat. Mike Manhattan has a super chat. If you were suggesting someone get into comics, would you suggest Marvel and DC or indie publishers that have more variety in the genre?
It's hard to say because I'm more of a mainstream superhero guy in general. So, like, I'd probably recommend DC. But, like, if they didn't... It depends on what they want as a recommendation. If they want to get into mainstream superhero comics, then yeah, I gotta kind of recommend them. If they're looking for, like, indie horror or something like that, yeah, I would definitely go, like, you know, outside of them. Thanks, kid. The SS Aqua is back to being fully operational. We can't thank you enough. Talk to the captain next time you're on board. I'm sure he'll have some way to show his thanks. Alright, should we just go back on board?
Don't.
This will allow us to go back to the mainland?
Yep.
Alright.
Well, isn't that how you got here? Is from the mainland?
Yeah, but I don't know. But the thing is,
But it doesn't.
we're going back to the mainland because we need to get the vitamins necessary to make Hitmontop.
Yeah,
Oh,
and now
fair
we can
enough.
take the ship back and forth whenever we want.
Excellent. To find the captain too, so we'll get a reward.
It's going to be a hearty handshake.
Oh my god, that would be so rude.
Nah, he's a cut
And
master. He'll teach
here's
us how to
your
use
tip.
cut. Oh wait.
Stay in school.
I love how because we got the fuel line, no one gives a crap that we're back here.
Yeah, right?
Ah, it's you, the kid who helped fix the ship. Thank you so very much. As a token of my gratitude, I'd like you to have this. Ooh, metal coat. How do you like the SS Aqua's ride? She practically skates across the waves. Yep, and
I like that in chat. You get the old used fuel line as a reward. Here, kid, you throw this out.
Do we have a scyther?
I believe we do, but don't quote me on that. So we could, so getting a Caesar wouldn't be a terrible thing. It's en route to Westport City. We'll make an announcement when we arrive. So I'm assuming we just sleep. So
Yeah, I think you just sleep in your bed to make it arrive.
Did we get something from the captain?
yeah, we got a
Yeah,
metal
metal
coat.
coat.
Metal coat.
Oh, okay. I missed that because I thought he was going to give you something amazing.
Like the ship. I don't know.
All right, now Westport is where we have the whatchamacallit? The department store.
The department. I think so. Let me double check.
It's right here. Just don't remember what floor it is.
That's what
Actually-
I'm looking up.
Actually, before then, let me go and grab Tyrogue so we can just like do this right away.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like we're approaching time.
Fourth floor for the department for the items that we need.
Fourth floor. Yeah, I think we'll end with us trying to get our Tyrogue evolved into Hitmontop. Put Growlithe away for a minute. And Fisto.
Fisto.
How am I holding up today? That is a good question.
I think the answer is
3.
Okay.
I think it
there's
is
a new
the
silent-
attack booster we need. Let me take a look here.
There's a new Silent Hill movie?
Yep. Oh, we need a defense
Yeah,
boost.
there's been like absolutely zero fanfare for it, but yes.
Yeah, and its reactions are mixed at best. It's based off of Silent Hill 2. Raises defensive
Yeah, I mostly hear
Pokemon.
negative.
Yeah, that's been here all along. It's just because my sound is on my laptop is acting up, I can only hear through my headphones. Which is it's not actually a problem with my computer, it's a problem with Discord, and I did not have time to resolve it.
Calcium. What do we need?
Because apparently the Discord is not detecting my sound, the speakers on my laptop.
Lewis, are we about to end, or are you still gonna keep going?
We're about to end, but I want to try to get Tyrogue evolved into Hitmontop before we leave. What
that's
are the
fair.
things I just
Okay.
bought?
I have no idea.
I just bought iron. What the hell happened? Did I cancel it? What happened? Oh, I can't carry more items. 1 second.
You have to deposit some items. Or sell
No,
them.
I don't. There are ways around these little issues. All right, 4 irons hopefully will be enough. If not, I'll buy more. All right, iron. Iron helps us play.
Because here's the thing, I was listening to music on my laptop earlier, but the moment I jumped onto Discord voice, it stopped detecting the headphone, the speakers on my computer, so I had to use headphones. I'm going to figure out what happened and resolve that later.
Probably something simple. She doesn't like software.
All right, one more.
I'm learning.
Let's save right here. Hopefully this won't give us too much, because then we gotta buy a protein or something to boost up the attack, etc. They need to be equal is the issue.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Okay, equal attack and defense. Where are they at? So they need 720 experience points. I feel like if we go to Victory Road, we should be fine.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna tap out, so
All right,
I will
have a
see
good
you
night,
guys
Crimson.
later.
Have a good
Good
night.
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 Alright, where it is? Frost Point Town, Blue Forest, Koban Island, Alloy City, Techno City, Sun Point City. Mount Fuji, there we go.
Yeah, it's right above your starting town.
Yep. Alright, Fisto, put you up front. And theoretically, once you level up, we will get a Hitmontop. If not, we will reset this, or I'll do it on my own. No, take your time, game. My time is your time. Alright, good. A Rhyhorn, this should do it.
Hey, look, it's the first Pokemon.
No, that's Rhydon. Also,
was
I
it?
put away
Damn,
Think Tucker,
alright.
God damn it. Okay, well, Polycule will be fine.
I just like seeing that one meme, which is like the Jeopardy question, which is the first Pokemon? And it's like Rhydon, Bulbasaur, Arceus, and there was some fourth one.
Mew,
Mew.
because Mew's Pokedex entry mentions that like all Pokemon came from it.
Okay, there
And
you go. Yeah, that's cute.
Technically, after Legends Arceus, you can also include Rowlet in that, because Rowlet was the first Pokemon in the first Pokedex canonically.
Nice.
I hate everything.
Maybe that's what it was. It might have been Growlithe.
Alright, actually, we need one more battle,
Not
then we'll
Rowlet,
get it.
Rowlet.
Oh, excuse me.
How do I
is a
join
small
the Top
little
Fourth Wall
owl.
Discord? You need to be a $1 plus patron on the Patreon. And then the link is accessible to you on the as the top pinned comment on the Patreon. All right, come on. Let us finally evolve Fisto. Then we will call it here. Like I said, we'll reset this if it doesn't become Hitmontop, because that's the entire point of what we're doing here.
All right, here it is.
So this I might need to fix this because now its attack is higher than its defense. Yeah, it's not doing it right. 1 second. Okay, let me give it another iron.
That can happen.
What was that?
That can happen. Like, really, it's really finicky to get Hitmontop.
It is why we bought the extra iron. Alright, let's try that again!
Iron helps us evolve. Oh, hey, look, it's the first Pokemon.
Actually, that's Rhydon.
Yeah, did you know?
Oh.
You guys ever forget this feeling of deja vu?
Yeah. It's because you reloaded, I completely reset my memory.
Probably nothing. How do you stop a Pokemon from evolving? With the B button.
Yep.
Oh my god, one more battle, then we'll get our Hitmontop, and we'll call it a night. If this doesn't work after this, then I'm calling it a night.
Yeah. There's also an episode of the Pokemon anime in the Diamond and Pearl era where there's literally a group called the B-Button Brigade.
Nice. Are you sure? Or are you sure it's not B-Button?
Where all they had was a Magikarp and a Feebas that they refused to let evolve.
You can do that? Yeah, you can always stop a Pokemon from evolving by hitting B while it's in the middle of the evolution. It's just annoying to do that. Hence the Everstone.
Yeah, I think that
it's
was
also the reason why
as far back as the original Pokemon on Game Boy.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, Fisto. All right, equal attack and defense. Let's do this.
Do it.
What? Fisto is evolving for the first time.
Yeah. Is this the one?
This is the one. Behold, Beta Hitmontop.
What the hell?
He has legs on his head.
He has legs
Sure
on
does.
his head.
This is like a Mega Man villain.
Oh, what a thing of beauty. All right, well, it's that time, so we're going to call it for the evening. I want to thank you all for joining us once again. We'll be back next week with more of Super Gold and our post-game quest. I don't know how many more episodes we have left of this. I mean, we explored a bunch of stuff, but I think we're going to end on the Professor Oak battle. Or possibly Mewtwo. I can't remember what goes with which thing. I want to thank my wonderful guest, Crimson, who had to bow out. Eliza, of course, our guide through the Nihon region.
Yep, we're about halfway through the post-game stuff now.
Oh, joy. And, of course,
Which
Lotus
is about
Prince.
2 or 3 more sessions of this.
And thank you, Lotus Prince.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm going to be streaming myself tomorrow. It'll be Armored Core Nexus on PS2. On Wednesdays for patrons, I'll be doing Phantasy Star 4, and I recently announced a new Let's Play that's going to go up. An old point-and-click, Chrono Master. No John Delancey, but it does have Brand Spiner.
Oh, nice. All right, thank you all. Look forward to the Star Blazers review sometime this week. Otherwise, I will see you all again next week. Probably not on Sunday because I have a thing, but we will see when we do that. I'll see you then. Have a good night, everybody.
Night,